Tonight we're running on the right track. I know we never gonna look back. Oh, I just wanna have a good time. Call me whatever, 'cause I'm up for anything like that.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome back to Relatively. Welcome back to Relatively Blonde. Welcome back to Relatively Blonde and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
What was it? Was it
Season one, people will know
What
that.
was it? What was it?
It was at the end.
What was it?
I don't know if she said something at the end. What was it?
She went,
like,
heaven.
and Merry Christmas
When
to
it comes-
everybody or something. I can't remember.
Oh.
She was very Timey Tim coded over.
I'm actually we got Gran on again.
Do you know people are like
Gagging for
literally
it.
gagging for a bit of Granny Annie? It's actually off, it's not.
But then,
I don't know if I've got it in me.
But also, what would we talk about now?
Do you know what come up?
Because it was all about her being a wag.
No.
Like, that's boring now.
Do you know what literally come up on my FYP, like my personal FYP last night, out of like pure randomly, us talking to Granny Annie about OnlyFans?
Oh my God.
And I was like pissing myself, and I was like, it's so annoying that happened back then because it was such a funny episode.
I know.
And like hardly anyone seen it. That clip came up on my FYP. It had like 3K.
I know,
And
so
it's
funny.
gold. Basically, it's me telling my gran that she could be on OnlyFans. It's like, it's
I
funny.
also need a disclaimer. I am going to be sniffing. I'm at the end of a cold and it's just going away. But actually, what I wanted to speak about, have you ever heard of that Vic's first defence?
Well, not until the other day when you
I
told me
told you.
about it. Yeah.
So I heard this on a podcast, someone talking about it and how like see the air is supposed to like catch a cold in its tracks. So this is fucking boring, right? But
Sponsored by Vicks.
but I actually swear to God, I've never I got the first signs of cold. I woke up and I was taking it for 2 days and I woke up one day and I was fucked. My whole body hurt. So I continued taking that throughout the day. Guys, I woke up the next day like at the end of a cold. It was the weirdest thing, and I'm not somebody that I get shit colds.
Yeah.
Especially at that time of year. I couldn't believe it. It must work. And then Ewan was like, oh, well, you maybe just wasn't a bad cold. And I'm like, so we'll never know if it works then. We'll literally never know if it works.
Well, that's
Which
good.
is
Good to know.
piss.
Good store cupboard essential.
No, seriously, but if you're like, yeah. I'm so happy to be back here.
I know.
It's
Feels
like so
nice, doesn't it? It's weird because we didn't have that much time off.
But because we did Vega and we've not been here.
Yeah, that's true.
And
But also
so
I feel
long.
like, see, because the time that we've had off, it's been Christmas and New Year, all of that. So it feels like there's a lot happened. Do you know what I mean? So let's talk about Christmas.
Yeah.
How was your
let's.
Christmas?
I had a great Christmas. I went out Christmas Eve. Probably will be the last because we move into our house next year, and I'm actually gagging for a pure cozy Christmas Eve. But then I said that to you and he was like, oh, well, I've never been out on Christmas Eve. And I was like, oh, brilliant. So that's my plan.
Why would they start now though? Why is it?
I don't know. But I'm like, I'm in the mood to have that because it'll be our first in our new house.
Yeah.
And I want to have that, but we'll see. Maybe we'll end up going to the pub. But went to the pub, went home, and then I was staying at my mum's, as again, probably the last time.
I know. But
It's
that's so
sad.
nice that he's all done that this year.
I know, me and Liam both went and stayed. Millie and Leo are at that age now, like they both, like, if you've got kids listening, stop, but they don't, they know that the man's.
The magic of Christmas isn't quite so magic.
It's a load of shite. Yeah, so
I'm trying to be like really tactical there.
yeah, I know. No, we just actually spoke shite there. So basically I wanted to spend it with them because they're still quite young.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was my Christmas. And then I came over and seen you on Christmas Day.
Yes.
And that's what you seen, guys, with if you've seen it on our TikTok with our gran, the recording.
Oh yeah.
Did you see it, Grant?
No, sorry.
Grant's not on TikTok.
No, I don't use you caught me off guard there. I wasn't expecting that.
Grant's suffering on like day 2 of a hangover and he's literally in the corner like
No, that's actually.
Aye, took me off guard there.
right after that.
Yeah,
You're not going to get hired as our bodyguard anytime soon.
I'm not. But no, I don't use TikTok, so no, sorry.
So it was it was It's basically, remember we went to that recording studio and got the songs done?
Yes.
So it was I will show you after. It's
Or was it your grand reaction?
oh my God,
Did
Gran.
she love it?
Oh, it's a
Oh,
tearjerker.
she loved it. She loved
I
it.
was
It was so
actually in
nice.
bits. It was so nice. Such a moment. So I went to Lorri to do that, and then you were cooking for the 5,000.
Yeah, well, not even, see, to be honest, it's so funny because this was my first, I'm a host anyway. I always
Yeah, you
have,
are.
like, I love having people around, I love cooking, but it's my first ever Christmas dinner hosting.
Yeah.
So that was exciting.
What
And
was it? Ever?
Ever.
No way.
Yeah, in terms of like 4 other people.
Was it
yeah.
tens across the
'Cause
board?
we've always just went, like, my mum's, my dad's, my grand's,
Yeah.
like, I've never hosted it in mine, but I loved it. And you know what? It's probably been, considering it was me that was doing everything, probably my most relaxed Christmas since having the kids, if I'm being honest.
Nice.
Because see the difference, them being in their own house and being in their own space, it was
I know.
literal night and
Bless,
day.
I know.
And they're obviously relaxed in my dad's house, but they're obviously wanting to go up the stairs and go into the rooms, or they do get to a point where they're going to the front door because they're like, right, I'm ready to go home and be in my own surroundings. And
No, I went round to basically see, because like my dad's side and like Lorri and my gran were all at Lorri's, so I went round to see them all and obviously give our gran that song, and Austin was bringing everyone into the living room.
I know.
He actually gets everyone by the hand and it's like he wants everyone to be together. He doesn't want anyone to leave.
So
it's
I had
actually
like my
so
dad,
sad.
my gran, my brothers, and
I
then
just
I
said
ended up,
sad, I meant cute.
but then I ended up with Ben as well, one of Jade's brothers, because his plans changed at the last minute, which meant he was going to be himself. So he was over, which was brilliant. And then Jade was always coming over, but then because Ben and Jade were coming over, my other
Sean.
cousin, Jade's brother, Sean, come over with his girlfriend, Amy. So it was like, but also they arrived, like, so one of my brothers got Austin this like sensory toy, and all the ones that are like full of sand, like the stretchy
Yeah.
ones. And he literally took it out the packet, stretched it, and the thing exploded. And there was like a sandstorm in my living room, like literally as it popped, you was pulled up. Did you not remember you come in and I had the Hoover out? I was like, hi.
Brutal.
Literally, like,
You seem chill though.
yeah, I was so
Which-
chill.
yeah, you
Like, I
seem
think because
so
I was in my own
chill.
house and,
And it's your
everything's
family.
on my timing as well. So
Yeah.
it's a control thing.
Was it tens across the board for the meal?
Everybody loved it. Yeah.
What was it that Ben said? My brother.
He was so cute. He was like, Christmas dinner every year at yours, Lorri. But he said my roast beef was potentially the best roast beef he's ever had.
There you go.
And I was like, well, I'll take that.
There you go.
But no, it was good. It was a really good day.
Then we went out on Boxing Day.
Yes.
Went to Berlinkies.
I'll be so honest, right? Boxing Day, see when this was getting
I know,
organised,
nobody
the
could be
thought
hooked.
of leaving the house on Boxing Day, I'm ready to pull a Suey. I just was not up for
No.
that in any matter of means at all. I was like, doesn't sound good to me. But like when I started getting ready for it, I was like, right, okay,
Yeah.
I'm up for it. And we had such a good night.
It was so good. We need to talk about the leaving the bar. So we left the bar. Do you know what's actually so funny? We should tell Grant as well. That guy that came up to us, remember? He went, here, I'm a heterosexual male, but I love your brother.
It was so nice.
What was his name? Do you
I can't
remember? Ross.
remember. Oh, it might have been Ross actually. We met a lot of people that night, to be fair, which
Yeah.
was amazing, but I just don't want to be like, oh, we don't remember your name, but we did meet a lot of people last night.
Last night.
We met a lot of people that night, which was
Yeah,
so
it was
so amazing.
so nice.
Every time we went to the toilet, like,
I know.
like, I felt like every time a cubicle door opened, the girls were like, oh my God.
It was so nice, and it was
a proper
so
meet and greet
nice.
in their Berlinkies toilets.
It was so nice just to, because it's all like girls just like us. It was just so
that's
nice.
what we were saying. It's just like, it's nice to be out and like, because obviously we see
Meet people that
comments.
actually listen, because
Yeah, but
it's
seeing people like face to face.
mad. So we also, so we left, this is fucking gluttonous, right? And I need to talk about it. So we left Berlinkies, right? And if you know where we left Kitty O'Shea's, because we went from Berlinkies to Kitty O'Shea's. We left Kitty O'Shea's, which sorry guys, it's the one on Waterloo Street. So we just walked across the road to the central station, Blue Lagoon. First of all, I'm going to tell you what I ordered, because it is fucking gluttony. In fact, did you even know what I ordered?
Yeah,
I ordered
got
a sausage, a half pizza crunchy, and a large
Chips,
chip,
cheese
cheese and curry. And I ate the sausage, I ate half the pizza crunchy, had the chips, cheese and curry ready. I was like, this will be for when I get home. Was in the car. What was I like?
I think we're skipping over a chapter
Sorry.
here, right? Because
Reverse.
and we will get back to that because that was funny. But can we just actually talk about the fucking Blue Lagoon outside Glasgow Central? Because this isn't going unchecked, you guys. Like, what a fucking bunch of arseholes, right? And let me first say, right?
What a bunch of
What a fucking bunch of arseholes, right? Let me say.
I don't really remember any of this, so...
I'm going to tell you about her and Ewan because I actually didn't realise just how blootered the pair of you were until we were in the Chippy.
I know.
Like, we walked to the Chippy with my dad, bless him, he wanted to walk to the Chippy with us.
He got the Chippy and walked back to Kitty's.
Literally bought me my Chippy and then went back to Kitty O'Shea's to meet back with my
Love you, Uncle Paul.
I know, literally the cutest.
Sorry, hold that thought. Can I just say one thing? The amount of people, we'll clip this, I need to clear this up. We are not sisters, we're cousins. We're no pals, we're cousins. Well, we are
so
pals,
weird
but
because we're not friends.
we're not friends. We're paid to be here. No, but
Purely a
seriously,
relationship of convenience.
seriously though, the amount of people, I didn't even realise people commenting, I didn't realise you were sisters. We're not.
I didn't realise you were related. I know it's actually so funny because I feel like we talk about it every episode.
Literally, but it must be
Every
people
episode.
that just started on TikTok. No, so this one's for you guys. We're cousins.
Cousins. She's the oldest. But I didn't realise just how pissed yous were, right? But what I will say is that I was like, I had a drink, but I wasn't pissed, right? So I was fully aware of the whole situation, right? Yous were pissed, but yous weren't pain in the arse pissed, if that makes sense. And I understand.
Do you think somebody's English or something listening to this? But that is like, what? She wasn't pain in the arse pissed.
Sorry, subtitles. But you weren't being a rogue.
I was thinking about subtitles there, like, pain in the backside drunk.
So they were trolleyed, but they weren't like horrible drunk people.
Thanks.
And the Blue Lagoon, I understand as well, right? They probably do get
The worst of the worst.
of the worst. People coming in and being absolute fucking arseholes, treating them like shit. I understand that, and that is not okay. But that was not us.
No.
Right? I was completely I wasn't completely sober, that's a lie, but I wasn't drunk. I remember everything in detail.
Yeah.
So we went in, we've all got our Chippy, and she'd said
And
to us,
I'm trying to say, like, what's the saying of like, this is what I want to say, I bought them out of house and home.
ate them out of house and home.
Maybe, but I just mean like, I paid them.
That looks great. I'll have 14 of them.
I was a big customer that night.
She was a big dog on campus.
Do you know? I think the 40 of Chippy's seems better than actually getting it.
Oh, I always say, see, the smell of a Chippy, the smell of a Chippy smells better than it
See
tastes.
somebody else's Chippy, a chipper is the best Chippy chip you'll ever consume.
Do you want a Chippy? No thanks.
So, but do you know what I was going to say though, right? I have all Ewan's like that, and I get that. See, there's a place in Paisley, right, called Paulo's. What?
I'm still laughing at someone else's Chippy because that's so true.
And I mean, it's someone else's food, but see someone else's a Chippy chip when you've not had a Chippy, no getting a Chippy,
Yeah.
it tastes amazing. So
One is never enough.
but then if you were to go out and buy yourself a Chippy, it'd be
wouldn't
shite.
hit the same.
So there's this place in Paisley, right? I'm like a fanatic for chips, cheese and curry, right? I love it. And there's a place in Paisley that do Paulo's, shout out by the way, because I've never, and I mean it, had a better Chippy delivered in my life. Like, they are always so good. Chips and cheese, right? The cheese is like a 4 cheese blend, which is what you're wanting, right? And then they don't put the curry on top. I've actually had a chips, cheese and curry orders from a Chippy before, and the chips, cheese and curry was in the bag, but the curry was all soaked the full bag. So Paulo's are brilliant, and the curry's on the side, and it is tremendous. It's like my favourite thing to get. I love it. I get that, but see, with that chips and curry from this specific Chippy, I would eat it all day long. I even ate it on Manjaro. That's saying something, like the peak of Manjaro.
The peak of Manjaro. But anyway, so back to these fucking arseholes at Blue Lagoon. Right? I'm
Bunch of
de-influencing you. Don't go there. Go across the road to Pizza Crolla.
My dad did say before we left, he said, wait, he's going there for it's fucking
I
shit.
said, no, I said that to you. I said Pizza Crolla's so much better.
Sorry,
And you-
Pizza Crolla is crawling with
No.
rats.
Pizza Crolla's Pizza
Wait,
Crunchy is
I'm thinking of,
so good.
is it the one beside Toby Jug?
No, not on that, but across the road,
Next to Toby Jug?
up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've never had it. It just doesn't look the most.
No,
like,
I'm telling you, their Pizza Crunchy is by far one of the best, I would say. But they're quite expensive is the only thing. But you were adamant. I was trying to like say to you, but she was obviously pissed. She was like, Blue Lagoon! Right? And I was like, right, okay, we're going to the Blue Lagoon. She's a Blue Lagoon loyalist. But they were not a fucking loyalist for you, let me tell you.
No.
So she's like, are you sitting in or taking away? And we're like, we're taking away. So that's fine. We get it all. We go outside, say goodbye to my dad. But then we're like, we're going home, but we're like, we can't take all this food in a taxi, so we need to eat it. So we're like, well, we just sit here? And I was like, no, let's just go in and ask if we can sit in. After all, we hadn't opened our food. It was all still packaged up. So we went in and I've said, actually, is it okay if we sit in? And she's like, no. And I was like, come again? And she's like, oh, it's you need to pay extra. That's why I asked you. You need to pay extra. So then Ewan at this point is in as well, and he was like, oh, I'll pay the extra. Like if you just let me know like what the extra is, I don't mind paying it, and we'll just go in and sit. So she's like, ugh. So she's fucking raging. She gets a fucking calculator out, and then she's like, what did you get? And she's like, pure looking at us, looking at the fucking menu, trying to figure out, doing our fucking calculations. £14.50 she wanted. She wanted £14.50 extra for us to sit in a fucking
that's
empty,
another 3 fish suppers.
literally, there wasn't even anybody, like there was maybe one other person in there. It's not like, do you know what I mean? £14.50 for us to sit at our seats in one of their fucking cheap plastic IKEA chairs. Fuck off. So Ewan was like, I'll pay that. I was like, no, you fucking will not. I says, if you pay that, I'm way here. And I was
So
like,
we sat on the cobbles outside Glasgow Central. So see if you've seen me fucking wolfing a sausage. No, you never.
No, so she's went outside and she's just plonked herself down outside the Blue Lagoon on the street with the rats,
With
right?
the fagged outs.
And she's like, sit down. And I was like, there is absolutely, I'm not drunk enough for this.
Sit
I was like,
down.
there's absolutely no
Did you sit
fucking...
down? Did
I
you sit
fuck-
down with me?
Ewan, the two of you looked like a fucking pair of scabs. Like, two of them sitting blootered, right? She's literally like that. A whole feast of Chippy on the floor beside them, right? And they're like just, it was actually quite disgusting, you guys, right? They're covered, right? And
Ewan dive.
but Ewan is such a clean freak, so he
I
had
know.
like grease on his hands, so he started then freaking out. So he's like, oh Jade, Jade, I can't, I'm disgusting. I need tissues.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
Jade, in her wisdom, leans over to the disgusting Glasgow street and picks up an old
that's
napkin.
one that we got from Blue
No,
Lagoon.
they fucking weren't, Jade. They were
Yes, it
napkins on the
was.
street. You're not changing this narrative because we never got any from there. They didn't give us. Remember, they said Ewan had said we want cutlery and napkins, and they gave us cutlery and napkins, and they were
They
ignoring
gave us
them.
brown napkins that I put in my bag.
Well, this wasn't a brown napkin that you fucking handed to him. It was a big white fucking wavy thing. And you've leaned over, I've witnessed it, she's leaned over to the Glasgow street, picked up this fucking big white, like, napkin, and then handed it to Ewan, and Ewan's went, where did you get that? And you pointed in the vague direction of there, and he's like, for fuck's sake, Jade. So then he's losing his nuts. So then Jade's like, I'll get you, Nat, I'll get you. So she's stood up, ran across the road with like absolutely no regard for traffic, anything, ran across the road to like that wee cash box or whatever
Yeah,
it's
News
called.
24 or
News
something, Vape
24.
24 or
She's
something.
ran in there, so I'm just watching this all go down while I'm enjoying my pizza crunchy. So she's in there, and then I'm looking at the floor and I see her phone and her bag. So I say to Ewan, she's went into that shop and she's not getting to pay. So next thing she runs back over, all I've got is my vape. I need my money. So then she fucking grabs her fucking phone, runs back over, then runs back with like a packet of fucking handkerchiefs, like Kleenex, whatever.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a scruff.
And then so we finish our foods. She has like one thing left. We go and we get in a black cab. That's how desperate we were to get home.
Yeah, it was cheap though.
Yeah, well, we done a little bit of
We did speak
negotiating
to
with
him
him.
beforehand so we didn't get robbed.
But he was like, as long as, he says, just promise me, I'll give you a good price for
won't
going, just
eat.
promise you won't eat in the car. We didn't even have our fucking seatbelts on, and Jade was like that. Like fucking munching in the back seat. Ewan's like, Jade, you're going to fuck us up for us. Shut up. And I'm just sitting knowing that he can hear everything. I'm like mortified, right? So then she scrans whatever she's scanning. And then we're maybe like 10 minutes out from home.
Oh, no, do you know what? Can I actually go on to it though? See, every time I'm drunk and go in the back of a car, it's happened to me multiple times. I'm always sick. So bear in mind, I ate the sausage, half a pizza crunch, and when I got to Ewan's house, I literally ran in and I spewed. Did I tell you that? Yeah. Terrible.
But they were dropping me off first. So she's like the whole last 10 minutes, she's in the back going, ugh.
Oh, it was awful.
I'm going to spew. And Ewan's like, shut up. The guy's obviously shitting himself, the taxi driver. He's like, eyes on the road, pal. So we get to mine and she's like, driver, can I just step outside? Can I just please step outside for a minute? And I'm like, where are you going? I just need some fresh air. So she then gets out of the taxi and then just sits on the street.
No, I was like, leaned.
literally,
Actually, that's
like
when I
this.
remember though. I was sober then because I didn't. Not sober. Not sober. I meant sober enough.
You were like squatted on my street.
No, I was like, I remember because I needed air and I was, do you know what was in the back of my head though? I was like, I don't want to spew in this taxi. So got out, got air, and then we're literally 2 minutes from
2
yours.
seconds.
And I got home to Ewan's and I did, in fact,
The
write to him.
taxi
But it's
driver
after
gave
that
you, the taxi driver gave you a bag and all that. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It's like,
I actually though, I feel like, see, when you actually do have that spew after feeling like that, it actually makes you, it does make you feel sober.
oh my God. I have my own story, but it's I'm not talking about it on TikTok. I'm saving
Yeah,
it for the
just put my mortifying story on the main app.
Yeah, but mine's is actually too mortifying, but I'm going to talk about it on the Patreon.
Yeah, guys, we're starting a Patreon. We've come up with a name, but do you know what? I honestly think we need to ask to see when we get the Patreon and the like group chat, we need to see if anyone's getting any better suggestions because we are willing to change
once
it.
it's done?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, perfect.
we're willing to change it, but right now,
Do you know, honestly, I like it, but I really felt like there's nothing better. We can't come up with anything better right now. And I don't like, see when I come up with Relatively Blonde, I was like, I had that proper light bulb moment and I was like, this is it. This is,
yeah,
and I
that
don't
was-
have that
no,
with
neither,
this.
which
But
is annoying me.
it's still fine.
Yeah, it's Blondes Uncut.
It's just kind of like, nah.
What do you
know what I
think,
mean?
Grant?
I wouldn't feel like give one off the top of my head. I'll have a think.
What do you think about that one though?
Aye.
It's all right. It's just kind of boring.
It just needs to be simple.
I
but
just like
I know,
the way that
true.
Relatively Blonde has so many different meanings.
Yeah.
Blondes Uncut does because uncut, like unedited, uncut hair. Mm-hmm. Blondes, I don't know. But anyway, any suggestions are welcome.
Yeah. And obviously we'll have the link for Patreon in our bio everywhere.
Yeah, so it'll be 4 extra episodes a month. So it'll be one, you'll get your usual episode on a Friday and then you'll get an extra episode on a Sunday. So
Exciting.
we'll be there to cure any Sunday scaries.
Yeah, well, just cure them or make them.
You choose.
Cure them or create them.
But yeah, so, and then we're going to try and set it up for Apple as well, so you can subscribe on Apple if you're an Apple listener like myself. But yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, that is really exciting.
And the audio and video will be on Patreon as well, just so you know.
So we can't like not give Livy a wee shout out because like just so we
we
can
need
then
to.
close the door on Christmas.
Yeah,
But
I would actually like to as well, on the Livy subject, talk about some of the comments we got from that, like on the YouTube.
oh my God, yeah.
See, guys, honestly, you can't write it. Like, you actually just can't argue with stupid sometimes. The amount of comments we got on YouTube, we actually ended up just deleting them because we're like, actually, because we will just argue with these people.
I would argue until the end of time.
I would have not saying something because
Yeah.
it's fucking annoying. Like, people, like,
It's insulting,
People are
actually.
commenting like, oh God, I can't remember. Actually, I've got the screenshot. Hold on.
But basically, like, we loved having Livy on, and we actually
Loved it.
said we loved it. We love her, absolutely zero regrets. And we had said after that, that because it was such a good experience, we'll probably now look to have a guest on the last episode of every season.
Yeah, it's something we would like to
Because we're
do.
not, one thing we are not, guys, and we want to make this very, very clear, we are not a guest-led podcast. We don't want to be. That was never, ever our intention. Our thing is us, just us. And people that are here for that, great. People that aren't, is that fucking up my shot? I can see you like...
No. Just
All right, I can
make
see
sure
you like that when I moved.
Fucking up my shirt.
We're worried about Darth Vader there.
Gran, she's getting over a cold. Don't be so cruel.
Is it bad? Is it bad?
It was bad there for a wee couple of minutes.
Oh fuck, that's so bad because what, your dad was doing that?
That was
no,
so
that was
funny.
me concentrating pure. Oh, I'm so sorry because this is in your ears as well.
Aye.
Gutted.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Right, so
No, let me just sort quickly
Okay, sorry,
change this
carry
point.
on.
So we are not a guest-led pod, right? We have never been, we've never claimed to be, we're never going to be. Our thing is very much me and Jade, and it's, if you like that sort of thing, brilliant. If you don't, then that's okay, because there's so many guest-led pods out there that you could go and enjoy their content. If you don't like ours, nobody's forcing you to watch. The thing that was disappointing for us was we obviously want our guests to get like all that traction and all, because that's the whole point. Like,
100%.
and we loved that. Like, and
yeah,
obviously,
people have came over to us from Livy.
and we've benefited from that as well. There's no getting away from that. However, people that the kind of downside of it was the people that maybe
know
discovered us, don't know us from Adam, and have only tuned in for Livy, which again, we're going to expect that, but
Yeah.
there's just no need to comment some of the things. I mean, we literally had a comment and it was like,
I've got
is
it
it the
here.
one about like yous can something about the interviewers?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Right.
So she, someone said, can tell there's no malice and you girls are very excited, but please for the viewers, let the guest answer. I came for Livy's interview. I heard more from the 2 interviews, which just isn't the one. First of all, it's our podcast. Like, we're going to speak as to, obviously...
No,
see if
continue though, because it gets better.
by all means join in, but once the guest has answered, you would get so much respect for
So
that.
the thing that got me for that, honestly, was by all means join in. No, Livy's joining us. That can we
Yeah.
make that very clear? And Livy won't mind me saying that, because
No.
we love Livy. We've got a great.
We're also all very similar. See the way that you see that, like, see that it was chaos, but like the three
But
of
that's
us were
our brand.
equally as chaos.
That's our brand.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you don't, nobody is forcing you to watch. If you're not about that, if you don't like it when we talk over each other, if you don't like it when we interrupt, that is us. We are being nothing but our true, authentic selves, you guys. We're not putting on any shows. We're not trying to
No,
be
this is
anything
just
other
the
than what
way
we
we
are.
speak.
If you
And
don't
also-
like it, don't watch. And I mean that with love. Like, truly, don't put yourself through it.
I know. And see, even though we had our mic and we looked like interviewers, we're no interviewers. Like,
that pissed me off. Though,
that's,
like,
we're not interviewers. I think people were maybe came from to see Livy and expected us to be more formal, asking questions, but it's not that. Livy came on to join us in what we usually do, and obviously we were asking her questions, but we were all jumping about, going here, there, and everywhere.
see, at the end of the day, Livy had said on the podcast herself she wouldn't have came on if she was expecting us to be anything else than what she thought. She's a fan of the pod, do you know what I mean? And she said that herself. She had a brilliant time. She wants to come back on. Would love to have her back on.
Yeah.
But it's the whole. The interviewers, we're not interviewers. We have
Oh my
invited
God,
Livy
we're
on
far
as a
from
guest.
it.
We do not need to be told when we can join in, and we created this. Not like,
Yeah.
sorry, this is ours, and
Yeah.
we'll fucking talk when we want to talk.
And also,
Like-
see if there's 3 of us and 2 of us are, like, say, co-hosts of the podcast, you're going to, because there's 3 of us, you're going to hear 2 people talk more than the third. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
And I
we-
say that
and-
because there's 3 people, like, the ratio is going to be where we'll probably do talk more.
And we
But-
were excited to have Livy on, of course, but she was just as equally excited to be on. We were all like buzzing, and you could see that. I mean, the fact that we get 2 episodes out of it says all of it. We
I
were
know.
literally in there for 2 hours.
And last thing as well, see when people are watching as well, like, see when that person, I just thought it was dead entitled, and I'm like, this is free content you're consuming, nobody's forcing you to consume it.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, when we are, oh sorry, I've had a brain fart.
Can I say though, like, and it's not we're going to, obviously we've got that plan now. Every last episode of the every last episode of the season we will have a guest.
If we can get a good one.
If it works, but it kind of puts you off because I'm like, I'm not here to facilitate an interview for your fucking pleasure. I'm sorry, like no, like, and I don't care. Like I genuinely don't care because I truly think that people that are meant to find us will find us, and see if this sort of content, me being an arsehole about it, filters out the people that we don't want. So fucking be it. Because honestly, see if you're wound up watching this, or I just can't look past them interrupting each other. We're not for you, and that's okay. Yeah, you can be the fucking juiciest peach. Some people just don't like fucking peaches.
Amen.
See, unfortunately, the more eyes you go on your pod, the more subscribers you are going to get this.
I know, 100%. And it's that way. We are good actually at not, but that annoyed me because it was like because see if I actually get how they're seeing it, because if they've came and they don't know us, they're thinking like that's like they're like some interviewers, but we're not claiming to be interviewers.
We're still not very entitled.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because this is
like, we're not claiming to be the next Andex.
Yeah.
Like, we're
and
far
ultimately,
from it.
if you've just found us and the only reason you found us is because you're here to watch the Livy interview, then like in the nicest way possible, we've not made this for you. We've made this for the people that have been here,
and we
for
made
us.
it for our benefit. We enjoyed it.
Exactly.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Last thing, right, to end on. I also see when people comment stuff like this, like, see, for example, right, see when me and Lorri, what? Are you okay? Are you okay? Is it all set up?
It's like pure silver.
When me and Lorri are in here in G4, we are so comfortable. We're here every week. Like, we're comfortable with everyone here. Like, maybe not the first couple of times, as you'll know from the last season, but now we're so comfortable, and it's not, I don't feel nervous coming in here ever anymore. I did at the beginning, not anymore. But see, Vega, even though it was still Grant and Craig that were with us, it's still a completely different, like, I did feel more nervous. Do you know what I mean? It was just different, like, around, like, and
just out your comfort zone.
Yeah, just out your comfort zone. So people don't take that into consideration. Like I said, we aren't interviewers. We don't do stuff like this. So that was out of our comfort zone. This was our first the last fucking guest we had on was our gran.
But ultimately as well, and I want to make this very clear, any guests that we may or may not have from now on, our aim is not to have someone on to interview them. That is not the type of podcast. We're not an interview. We're not a guest-led podcast. We are not getting guests on to interview them and have it be their podcast. That's not, the guests are coming on to sit in Relatively Blonde and to do our dilemmas and to talk with us. And yeah, we'll
ask them questions because we're interested.
Of course we'll talk about them, but I just want to make that very clear that if you're seeing in the future that we have a guest on and you think, well, brilliant, I'm going to just watch that and it's going to be the Grant show,
like
imagine, the Grant show, and it's going to be all about Grant and the other two are not going to say anything. Don't expect that, because that's not going to be, that's not what's going to be.
Honestly, see if any guests we have on as well, like see when we were buzzing for Livy because we actually, there was stuff I wanted to ask her, see everything the viewers were asking, I wanted to know. And I feel like that's what the fun of it for us as well, because the next person we got on, it needs to be something that we're interested in and want to know.
Because it then
it's
isn't
fun
an
for
interview,
us.
it's us, that's questions that we would ask Livy if we had met outside of the pod.
Chaotic conversation. But beside all that, Livy is, see what you see online, that is what you get. She is
actually, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting, I hate that. That was a proper light bulb moment for me, because I genuinely think if we get a guest on from now on, those episodes should be chaotic conversations. Relatively Blonde chaotic conversations with. Because that is it. That is it. Because it's not an interview. It's not a guest. It's a chaotic conversation. You're coming into our worlds and we're having a laugh.
No, that was good.
That was good from you. Write that down.
Chaotic conversations. Well, there you go, guys. Tune in. So, but yeah, no, honestly, like I said, this was our first guest that we didn't know prior to meeting them. So we met Livy literally 20 minutes before you seen that clip. That was our first time meeting her. We actually said to her when she came on, like, don't say it, you want to talk about the podcast now, because that's also what me and Lorri do, so that we can save all the good chat. But she was just exactly what you see online. She is the same, like, and it was so nice speaking to her. And I feel like people, because I seen a different side to her, and I feel like viewers also will. But I'm so glad that we made her our first guest. She's she will do great things. Like
she's exactly who she thinks she is, and she's exactly who you think she is. Isn't she? She's brilliant, and we absolutely love her. And
we're so glad she chose our podcast to come on as well.
I would love to come back on, and I kind of joked. I was like, you only want to come back on. You'll be like,
I know.
But I really, really hope that we do get her back, because we loved it. We felt so comfortable. She was just a wee diamond.
It was so good. So thanks again, Livy. We love you loads. Right. Questions, or is that for Patreon? What?
Just quickly before questions, we
Traitors.
do have a lot of them. That as well.
Have you watched it?
I've watched the first episode. But
Fuck's sake, Gran.
You're going to leave the room for like 5
I
minutes.
watched it at night, but
Aye, but you're still going to leave the room because we can't wait till tomorrow to talk about it.
can you just talk? It's fine.
No, because it will spoil it.
I mean, I only watched the first two, and
But I spoiled it on the way
spoiled the
here
third
so we could
that
talk
I
about
could talk about it.
All right, do you find out who the secret?
No, I think that's
But,
Wednesday
but
night.
there is stuff that we want to talk about that you won't know yet.
What's your thoughts on that? Bringing that in?
What, the secret traitor thing?
I think it's really good.
I feel like though them bringing the secret traitor like now getting revealed, like what was the fucking point? It didn't last long.
But then you
If
don't
you
know
do
that it's
find
getting.
out.
But then we don't know that we're knowing who it is.
Oh,
I mean,
it might
I think
just
we
be
will.
them.
But also, I think because that's at the end of season 3, we find out that they're about to find out who the secret traitor is. But I think it's good. I think it's good that they're shaking things up. I will be honest, as like a consumer of the Traitors, I was a bit raging because I like to know everything. And I was like, it's really winding me up. And it gives you a kind of, I think it's good because it gives us the sense of what it feels like to be a faithful.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
Because we
I think
think
that's why they've done it, almost to get
when
you
think-
involved in the game.
You watch it and you probably think every year, oh, it's so obvious they're a traitor, it's so obvious. But actually, when you
It's
don't know,
not.
it's not obvious.
I know.
No, it wouldn't be.
No.
No.
I-
Because you'd be just suspecting everybody. wouldn't you?
Literally.
It's so true.
Hannah.
See, the way you watch that programme is so different to what it'll feel like playing it in real life. Like,
Well, they've proven that to us, haven't they, with the secret traitor?
didn't they? Who told me that? See, before, like in the round table room before, does it Liam maybe told me that before, so it's cold, and they play that
Coming to the
to like freak them out.
Did he?
Aye.
I think it'd be quite intense.
Yeah, I would love to go on it,
Okay,
but
but-
I
Oh my
simply
God.
couldn't be
Well,
I
apparently-
couldn't be a traitor.
That is right. They keep the round table
Sorry,
room
guys.
like freezing. They keep it so it's like uncomfortable, and then they all need to line up like in the hall before they go in, and it's dark, and they play the hanging tree so that they're kind of uncomfortable before they go in.
See, one thing I have noticed, right? No, it's filmed in Scotland.
Yeah,
How come it's always sunny?
because they film it in the summer.
Yeah, and it's it's the Highlands as well though, so I think it is like quite good up there at certain times of year, isn't it?
A Scotland bandit.
I know,
But then,
but we
see, to
do
be fair,
get
you
good
also do
summers.
see them out in the rain and all that with their
Yeah.
bullies. Oh, can we have a moment? I know we've said this on like probably every season we've talked about the Traitors, but Claudia Winkleman,
I
the
love
woman
her.
you are, like, I'm sorry.
I love her.
I
she's
just
so
think
funny.
she is so.
See, when she went like that when they were thinking
and she's
out
like,
the
"Oh," and then
boat,
she turns around, she's like, sorry. She gets so into it that I literally so glad you said that because I was like that the same way. Like and it's so real. Like I think that's why she's so good at it. It's like Davina McCall when she used to do Big Brother. Like she's a fan.
Yeah,
It's like,
the
so
actual-
when they're
Didn't-
pure.
Was it you that told me, or I seen it online, that Claudia Winkleman at first turned down the Traitors, and then when she read through the show, she was like, "That'll be massive," and done
Oh
it.
no, I didn't tell you. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so apparently she turned it down, and then she basically read through it. She got asked again or something, and she read through it, something along those lines. And when she read through it, she was like, "That is going to be huge. I want to do it."
Oh, I can't imagine anyone else
she doesn't
doing
do
it.
Strictly now.
I know. So her and Tess both quit at the same time or like resigned. I wonder who's going to do that now. I don't watch it anymore. To be fair, I used to just
Don't
watch it for the
watch it.
dancers that I liked, but
Is it what?
I would be curious as to who. But do you not think, see with the BBC, it is like Jobs for the Boys. It's the same people they recycle all the time, innit?
What?
Like then you'll never get like a new presenter on the BBC.
Yeah,
it's
I
always the
know.
same.
It's always the same
Yeah.
kind of ones. But do you know, I was thinking about this even when we were watching I'm a Celeb, like, and you know I love I'm a Celeb, but I genuinely don't know if I'd like it as much if it wasn't Ant and Dec.
Yeah.
They make that show.
Yeah.
They've done
Yeah.
it, but they're the only people that
I
have
love
done
Ant
it.
and Dec. I'm not as big of a fan as Ant. Dec's my favourite by a long shot.
Oh, because he drunk drive. Come on, he made a mistake.
He done it more than once, and it's fair enough being like, oh, he made a mistake, but it wouldn't be that if he'd like killed a kid.
I know.
I just feel really, and
Strong about drunk
I
driving.
will honestly, I'll take being like the wet blanket, but I genuinely have a problem with it.
I know.
Like, I have a
drink
problem.
driving in general is just horrific,
Like,
isn't
I
it?
genuinely have
So
a problem
selfish.
with it. I won't like shy away. I don't care who it is. If you tell me that you're out drunk driving, I'll tell you you're a fucking arsehole.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly, it's selfish. It's
so
not about how
selfish.
safe you think you are.
Yeah,
It's about everybody
others.
else.
I
Do
know.
you know what I mean?
So true.
And I think that he didn't get the treatment he should have got,
yeah.
or the fucking time that he should have got, in my opinion.
Do you know how that happens a lot
With
recently?
celebrities.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but the actual opposite happened with Caroline Flack. She got it. They tried to make an example of her,
Yeah.
and that's how that ended. So,
But then that also kind of goes to show you the difference between like the male and female thing. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Because like I feel like women are so much more like vilified in the
I
media.
know, 100%. Right,
That
what we
took
so
a very
traitors
serious
then.
turn.
I know, sorry.
Right.
So
I think
traitors,
you need to go outside so
but
that
will only
you
be
don't,
2 minutes.
because you don't want to know who's going and all that and who's been. Right, you go. I'll come and knock.
Time out.
I'll knock the door. We'll literally be 2 minutes.
We'll shout you. We'll talk quiet.
He's been banished. Right, okay.
He's been banished.
He's getting a tea break.
He's been. Oh, this is weird.
We're by ourselves. Quick, grab that camera.
La la.
We're actually like children when the fucking teacher leaves the classroom. Do you remember that in primary school when your teacher used to leave the classroom and there was nobody else there, and you could be going from like, did she just leave us unsupervised?
He's going to come in and have an hour like, oh, we've not spoke about it yet.
No, right. So the traitors.
Right, so traitors. Rachel, love her.
Same. Love
She's
her.
just got her.
I actually really like the traitors.
See a
that she chose.
strong traitor like that, like somebody who's just knows what she wants. She's
Very,
good at
very
it.
intelligent.
Very, love her.
And likeable.
Yeah,
is
so likeable.
But then I also think that about
So important.
what's the young boy's name?
Stephen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
love
very
him as
likeable
well.
as well.
Yeah.
I think Claudia's so good at like.
I know.
I don't know how she literally does a wee interview with them.
I know.
And it's like she can see the series.
I know.
In her head. Like she's so clever.
She's so good.
So
episode 2 and episode 3 we need to talk about. Well, he's in.
So obviously episode 2. I actually pure can't remember episode 2 now.
Judy went out.
That's right. That was a shame. To
Yeah.
be fair. And also Nettie, I think the two of them were actually quite big losses for the group
I
because
feel
they were
bad
both
for
personalities. Yeah.
They stuck him in there.
Big time, big time. But I do feel like Judy and Nettie were both big personalities, so that potentially, I mean, there's a lot of personalities this year though, but then there's also ones that the camera will go on and I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, no, 100%.
But I
no,
feel like
how weird
it's
is
always
that?
like that at the
Sometimes
beginning.
there's someone chatting, you're like, who the fuck is that?
Is that the catering
crew?
crew? Like, genuinely. Show yourself.
A faithful, a traitor, or a
Remember we applied for the traitors?
Yeah.
They didn't take us, you guys.
Cheers.
Literally, I feel like that'd be so good.
Oh my God,
Imagine we both. This would have been our season
But
to go on because it's all families, isn't it?
But do you know what's annoying though? I actually wouldn't want to go on with Lorri because she would murder me.
I would. Only if I thought it would get me further. So much
That's why I
better.
actually want to go on myself. Fuck
But
you.
then you would need to have that same mindset.
No, I would never be a traitor. I'm never going on traitors.
So would
and
you
being a
go
traitor.
into
I'd say
Claudia
I'd
and be
want
like,
to
I want to be a faithful?
Lorri, genuinely text Grant. No, like, it's because like we just won't talk about it and it was about what happens. Right.
But yeah, we're loving.
Be so for real. Can you fucking imagine me being a traitor? Like you know what I'm like in the best of time. You just know what I'm like in here. I'm very comfortable here and I'll stutter. I'd be fucked.
I know. Do you know
And
what?
I just couldn't, like, genuinely though, imagine me, I could
You know
not
what they
do
always
it.
do every season? They're like, look me in the eye and tell me like you're a faithful. You would literally be like,
I would,
literally,
but I
like-
do feel like I'd be a good faithful because I'd get right in amongst it.
yeah, I
But
feel like
just-
you'd be a really good I feel like you'd be so good at the tasks and everything,
Yeah.
and you would be like proper like a traitor hunter.
Yeah.
But I also,
But you'd be such a
you'd
good
be so
traitor.
funny to watch at the round table as well because you hate confrontation. You would get so stressed.
I know.
Like even if it doesn't involve you, I can imagine you just being like, and then
Do you
somebody
know-
being like, Jade, what do you think? And you mean like,
Do you know what's so funny as well? Do you know what? See if I went on, do you know the one thing I'd be so aware of? See when you take the fucking blindfold off and she goes, Traitors. And they just turn their head like, fuck's sake.
It was
it
Linda.
happens every single year.
Linda
Yeah.
that was like, Traitors. She was the best.
She was good, wasn't
Yes. Alan Carr always talks about Linda.
Oh, so
he was-
funny.
even when he was a traitor, he's like, I'm worse than Linda.
Speaking of, we're going to see Alan Carr.
Oh, so we are. So excited
Lorri
for
got
that.
it for Christmas.
Excited.
Even though we said we weren't doing Christmas.
I know, but I wanted to go and I wanted a pal. No, we
So
both love Alan Carr. So
Buzzing,
yeah.
honestly, so excited for that. But it's in 2027.
I know, but do you know what? I totally get why he's done that
Because he's hot after
so
coming
big
off
right
of
now. So
Traitors.
why would you not?
I know.
Because he's sold out.
Seize the day.
Seize the opportunity. Carpe diem and all that.
Yes.
What else was one thing that we have not acknowledged on TikTok, and we usually do a wee video for all of our milestones.
30k.
hit
But we're
30K.
now like, what
We're
are
almost
we?
at 35 now, I think. We only hit 30 the other
Crazy.
day. But
Guys, how funny is this? My mum is is on the podcast TikTok all the time and she's watching it growing and she'll go, she's like, Jade all the time. And I'm like, I know,
we've got
Mum.
a group chat and she
And then-
sends in screenshots
Screenshots.
screenshots like every couple of days.
It's so nice. But she went like that the other day. She went, Jade, why you know that's a big deal? It's going up thousands a day. And she
like,
thought that pound 4 was like another 4,000.
We're like, it's not though.
We're like, it's hundreds. It's still amazing, but
Oh, is that your fucking screensaver?
well, grand. But yeah, so questions. What
Yeah.
time is it? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should do some questions. I'm going to go on as well to have a look.
You guys came in clutch with the questions, by the way. Right, so the first one was, have you watched the new Traitors? This is my first time watching and I am obsessed. Obviously just spoke about it.
Babe, you need to go back and watch them all.
Yeah, we love the Traitors.
Love.
It's not your favourite show, but it's my favourite show, like ever on TV.
Oh no, I'd say it's up there for me.
I thought you said that you preferred Jungle.
Oh, probably.
See,
But just the time of year, but a Traitors I love at any time of
I
year.
just think I think it's for. I mean, even Gran watches the Traitors. I feel like
Oh, does she?
She loves it. I just feel like the Traitors is for everybody.
Everyone,
Like, yeah.
you need
So
to
glad
go
you're
back.
enjoying it.
Honestly, see after this series, go back and watch another because they're all amazing.
Yeah,
Like, they're
there's not a
literally-
bad season
No,
actually.
They're all so good.
Advice on losing a friend and them continuing to try get a reaction. Rise above.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're not invested in the friendship and you're not like you're
I think
happy.
this person's actually sent a dilemma, so maybe we can go on to it.
Oh right, okay. We'll have a wee
think
look.
so.
Is it the same thing?
I think so.
Right, okay, we'll go back to it. You want to read one?
What's your favourite thing about one another?
Oh, I've never seen that one. So hard. My favourite thing about Jade's is like how soft you are. Like, and I don't mean that in a like manipulation way. Like, I want to be like really clear.
She's so easy.
No, but like, I mean, like she's just got such a pure heart. Like,
we never talk like this.
no, we
like,
actually don't. But like, I've said this to you before, like, because people always say like to us, "Oh, yous are so similar, yous are so alike," and like we are in many ways. But I would say that, and maybe it's like an age thing as well. But I feel like I'm like quite hardened to the world. I'm like maybe more skeptical. But I love that about you, that you're still you want to see the best in everybody. You want to see the best in every situation. Like I just feel like you're constantly like. I'm trying hard to
I know what
describe,
you mean.
but like you're just very like your outlook is still very like pure. Like she'll like, even like she'll tell me about something and I'm like, actually they're taking a piss. And but you just don't see things like that. And it's not like a naive thing, it is a positive thing because
Empath.
you're no, I would say I'm an empath,
You are
but
an
it's
empath.
like I feel like for you this thing, it's like it makes you light, so it's like it's a positive because it makes you a really good person. Do you know what I mean?
Thanks.
But I'm also glad that because she's like that, she has me sometimes to be like, don't let them take the piss.
Yeah, no, 100%. My favourite thing about it's not even, I wouldn't even say it's my I'd say it's something like I admire about you the most, and it is I said this to you on FaceTime yesterday, how strong you are. Just in general, and not like if anyone's going to see a part of you that isn't strong, I know it would be me. But even above all that, like you just take everything in your stride, like all the time. And I actually do admire it because I don't feel like I can be like that.
It's quite funny, isn't it? Because I feel like
Just
the
as
things
a
that
mum,
we admire
like-
in each other and maybe things that we've not lacking, because I
No,
think
but it
you're
is a
very
wee
strong.
bit,
You're very
yeah.
strong as
No,
well,
but
and I
it
can be
is.
soft. But I think like we probably see that and admire it in each other, because I definitely wish that I was a wee bit more open to.
Yeah, and I wish I was a bit more like, yeah.
But it's what makes us a good team, doesn't it?
Cheers.
But yeah,
I've just come across your TikTok. How did you girls come to podcast together? I'll make this one short. So we are cousins, as we've said, but
we are cousins.
and we just thought about it, and it was kind of my idea, and then Lorri was not up for it at all, and then we just kind of bit the bullet, came to G4, like got a podcast studio tour, and then booked it. That honestly is how it started. I can't see, last year we were actually talking, there's a video from us in December last year, and it's us Christmas Day saying like, thanks so much for 1,000 followers, and this Christmas we were 30,000. So I can't believe the fact that it's actually growing. The growth. It's amazing. But yeah, that's how
In our first ever episode, we were literally like the hi mum, because they're the only people that are ever going to watch this.
Do you know as well, right? See, can I just say something? See, starting anything like that in public, starting anything is a riddy, because you've got no followers. It's always going to be a riddy when you first start something.
Yeah.
It's not that it's a riddy. That's
Yeah,
bad.
I know. I was kind of like, yeah.
No, not a riddy. I just mean at the start, it's always more like, see, if, for example, like if there was people at your school that we would think that's embarrassing, it's always going to be embarrassing. But if it actually does well, it's not as embarrassing.
Well, that's the thing. They're not embarrassed when they're taking your PR. Do you know what I mean?
Say that again. I
Like
pure zoned
your
out. I was reading
friends,
that.
like for anyone that is wanting to start social media or anything like that, like your friends might be a bit embarrassed at first if you're on your stories or you're putting yourself out there, and they might be like, "Oh my god, that's cringe," but it won't be cringe.
Yeah.
It won't be cringe when they're taking your PR
No,
or going to
literally.
events with you or
I know, 100%.
riding on your coattails. So
Just stay in your own lane.
Literally.
But yeah, that's how we came across the podcast together.
fave memories of 2025. Love the podcast.
Fave, securing the house.
Oh,
Definitely
such a big one.
New York and Vegas. I've actually 2025 was a massive year for me.
2025, I was saying this as we were coming to the end of 2025, because I was doing like my vision board for this year, and I was thinking about my goals for this
We
year.
had such a good
and
last
I feel
year.
like 2025 was like one of the best years yet.
No, honestly,
like for both of us.
yeah, I won that night after Vegas. I literally like think about that all the time, and I'm like, I can't believe, because I remember when we were in Vegas, I had to like stop thinking about it, because I was like, I know if I don't win this, I'm going to be gutted. But that, like, just loads of wee milestones. I got a new car, like all materialistic things, but more of like I've done it myself, like all these, like loads of stuff in 2025. But I love New York and Vegas so much.
Yeah, that's definitely up there with like some. It's not even so much singular memories for me.
It's just the
like
year in
moments
general,
or
yeah.
feelings. Like
Yeah.
I feel like 2025, I have felt just so like, and not to be like mushy, but I feel like 2025 has been my year for just feeling really grateful for
No, 100%.
like everything.
Yeah.
Like grateful for like my home life. Like 2025 was our first full year
In
in
your
like the
house.
new house. I feel like the boys hit like their own little milestones in
Yeah.
their own way. We've obviously had like success like with this and with our own socials.
I feel like in 2025 I've just got my mojo back.
Yeah,
I feel like I
yeah.
pure lost like, do you know what? I've got a client, right? I don't think she watches the pods, but if this gets clipped she might see it. Her name's Laura. I've done her and her daughter for literally like 4 or 5, I don't even know, ages though, like my longest clients. And she's like my work mom. Like she'll come in and she'll sweep the floor and all that, but I'm like she's just like that. And it was her that's like, Jade, honestly I didn't think you needed to like change, obviously, because I physically changed, but I mentally also changed. She was like, and it's like you've got the girl I remember coming to when I first started coming to you, and you were obviously young then, but it's like you've got your confidence back. And I'm like, well, I have. Like, and obviously that a lot of that is obviously because my physical appearance has changed, but it also is mentally. I feel like I've just came on leaps and bounds in the past year.
Yeah, well, I think it's quite like kind of silly to say that the two aren't interlinked, and it's not to say that your worth is not based on your personal appearance, but it'd be silly to say that you don't place some value in that within yourself. 100%. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what? Oh, sorry, wait, it's coming. Oh, I forgot. Oh no, that's really annoying.
And that was Relatively Blonde, guys.
Oh, fuck's sake.
You're a nightmare for stuff.
Am I hitting? No, I'm not going to speak that into the universe. Never mind.
What's the next thing? Let me see. How
do you keep your teeth so white?
What?
Aye, right? Do you think they're right?
Actually, no. Do you know that? It's actually so weird because I was getting ready. Was it yesterday? And I was like, I need to pick up some more Crest whitening strips when I'm in Florida in May because I feel like my teeth are not looking very white right now.
I've used them twice.
You don't need to use them consistently, to be fair.
Yeah,
I usually get a packet and then only do like half of it and it brightens them, and then I'll keep it for like 6 months to a year later, do the other half.
I mean, thanks so much for saying that, but
your teeth are very white, to be fair. Yours are whiter than mine.
I honestly just brush them. But I've used that cresting a couple of times. I remember it like years, I'm talking like maybe 3-4 years ago, I went and got them whitened a couple of times.
I was just about to say, did you get yours whitened when you got the composite bonding? Did they like, because they must have had to match your teeth. I mean, you've always had quite white teeth though.
I can't remember because I just got the edged one, and so they would need to match it identical because you still see my tooth.
Them a polish or something.
Yeah, but yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, honestly,
there's literally no. I don't use any teeth whitening products. I do use the Crest whitening strips, but I've not used them in over a year.
See, honestly, see if I'm being honest, tan. It's probably why my teeth look very white. Because see if I'm like my natural skin tone, I bet you my teeth wouldn't look as white.
Maybe.
Just saying.
If there's anything you want to achieve in 2026, what would it be? PS, love yous. We love you.
Anything you want to achieve in 2026? Loads.
Yeah. I feel like I want to kind of take over the world in 2026, to be honest. I'm feeling very motivated, but then it is the beginning of January. Come back to me in April and I might be like, we fucked it already. But for achievements in 2026,
just growth with the podcast.
Well, that's obviously a big one. Like, outside of that, I want to pass my driving test once and for all. I've got my test booked for a couple of weeks, guys. I'm really hoping that I pass it in January at the beginning of 2026. That's a big one for me. I also want to get my living room done up, which doesn't seem like a big thing, but for what I want to do, it's going to cost me like 6 or 7 grand. So that's like a goal before the end of the year to like, for the podcast to make me enough money for me to do that. What else? Do a live tour. A tour?
A tour?
We've had the show before.
Tour in the UK, in the States.
Can you imagine? Will you girls ever do a meet and greet? I love you both on the pod. I feel like every time we're in Glasgow, it's a meet and greet. Literally.
No, I feel like if I would love to do a live show next year, but I feel like it would be pushing on the end of this year.
This year?
Yeah. I feel like maybe towards the end, I don't know. We'll need to wait and see.
A Christmas
if you want
special.
a live show, start sending the pod to your pals, alright?
I know. To me, it's like I do want to do that, like, but I just feel like I don't want to do it too early and then be turning up and nobody's been there and then we need to quit the pod.
But I think we could literally have double what we've got now and we'd still feel like that.
Probably.
Because you're thinking like, who the fuck is coming out of their house to come and watch us talk shit?
I literally always say it every time we talk about a live show. I'm like, I genuinely think if we were to put 5 seats in that corner and say they're free, we'd struggle if 5 people turn up to watch us do the podcast. So maybe it's like a bit of imposter syndrome, but we'll see. We'll find out one day.
Are you both naturally blonde? Your hair is both stunning.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
We're both naturally blonde when we were younger.
Blonde.
I was
black.
Well, I was like
hair.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
oh no, you did.
when I was born.
I was like white hair when I was younger. Now it definitely would be more of like a dirty blonde. I feel like our natural colours are quite similar.
Yeah.
But obviously we both get our hair done. So I was blonde naturally when I was younger, and then my hair went like a really kind of dirty blonde, and now I get highlights and lowlights. You get baby lights.
Baby lights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favourite
Cool.
Christmas present you got? I got 2 new rings. Absolutely love them.
Favourite Christmas present I got. I actually got spoiled this year. That's why I'm trying to think like what my favourite was. My mum did get me. Did I show you the book my mum got me with the awards night?
No.
She got a book made with all the awards night pictures in it.
Oh, stop.
So that was probably up there with one of my favourites.
Your mum is so cute like that.
I know, she spoiled me. It's actually ridiculous. Like, Liam's literally like about to turn 30. And he got the same amount of presents as my fucking 10-year-old wee brother. But yeah, it was so good. And my mum paid for the spa as well that we went on.
That's
That
right,
was part of my
she
Christmas.
did.
So yeah. But right, we're going to do a dilemma for this before we move on to Blondes Uncut.
Let's.
Hi, just a wee story from my recent work life. I work in and around different schools with my job, both primary and high school. I work for a charity. About a month or two ago, I had a visit lined up for a primary school. I took really, really unwell and I'd hope it had subsided in time. I lost my voice and was wheezy as fuck, so I emailed the head teacher of the school at like 5 or 6 a.m. to say, I'm really sorry, I thought this would have passed by now. I received no response. I worried they didn't receive it and didn't know I wasn't coming. I tried to call with no answer. I then by chance reread the email I had sent originally. My early morning email actually read, I'm really sorry, I'm going through the thrush, would have passed by now.
I thought the thrush would have passed
Oh,
by.
I thought
going through the thrush. We need to stop letting you read these.
I'm going through the thrush at the moment.
I'm really sorry, I thought the thrush would have passed by now.
Not only did I tell this random woman I had thrush, I actually had to rearrange to go to the school knowing fine well this woman had seen that email, avoided it initially, probably told everyone and pretend it didn't happen. My friends bring it up all the time, so thought maybe you could have a wee laugh at my expense too. Much love. I was about to say her name and then it said anonymous. So much love, anonymous. No, that's actually, imagine, do you know the worst thing about emails? You can't unsend them.
It's not even that. I
So
think
you're really
like,
committing when you send an email.
See if it's like at your normal place of work and you know your manager and you send an email like
But
that.
it's not.
So easy to go in and be like, oh my God, like, and laugh it off. But it's the fact that like you've never met her.
going through
You're
the
going
thrush.
there for the first time. Like, that's brutal.
Is that what I said?
I'm going through the thrush. Do you know what's weird though? Because like some people are pure susceptible to thrush, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like
I've
they'll
never
get
had
it.
thrush.
No, neither. Like, but there's people that like literally can't get a Lush bath bomb at all because like
Yeah,
they'll
they get
like you see it
thrush.
on like TikTok all the time. Like, like people will put a bath bomb video up and people are like thrush, and it's like I love a Lush bath.
We've got so many good dilemmas, by the way,
I know.
from December. I'm going to, guys, see as well, see the Patreon. We are getting so many like dilemmas and stories now that we're going to do a couple on the main app, but then we're going to do a lot more on Blondes Uncut because we're going to be able to get through more now that we've got more time every week.
Hello girls, I need some advice. My husband and I are friends with a couple we've known for years. Let's call them Sarah and Stephen.
That's very girls' bathroom coded.
Oh, is it?
Sarah.
Is that Sarah?
That's what they use as their name.
I thought it was. Oh no, I only know
Brian.
Brian, right? Okay.
Brian, Sarah.
So let's call them Sarah and Stephen. All of a sudden, after 12 years, Sarah has said she is no longer in love with Stephen anymore because he isn't on her emotional level. I think that's a bullshit excuse. She has now left him and is in a new relationship with Stephen's best friend after 2 months of ending things with Stephen. I'm finding it hard to adjust to all of it because she's moving so quickly. I know it shouldn't be any of my business, but I reckon Sarah cheated while she was in the relationship with Stephen, as the photos and videos they're putting on their socials are from when she was still with Stephen, but they would go to places as friends without Stephen. I always found that strange. My husband called it from the start and even spoke to Stephen saying that there was something going on, but he was swiftly ignored. Anyway, I've taken a step back from the friendship with Sarah, as I feel if she wasn't loyal in her relationship, then how can she be a loyal friend? I totally feel sorry for Stephen. He has lost everything. Sometimes the woman will blame the man and still act like the victim. How should I move forward with this 12-year friendship, as I'm getting messages from her daily? Thanks, love the pod.
Oh, I don't know, like, I'm so for, like, see if, like, your friends is doing wrong to somebody or cheating at the time and you know about it, then I would always say to my friend, like, right, tell him, because it's shite.
100%. Like,
But
if
it's hard
this
when
relationship
it's-
isn't serving you, then that's fine, but don't, like, 2 time.
Yeah. But so if you, to me, I'm like, is our listener, has she not brought it up to her at all?
It doesn't, not that she said. To me though, like what I will say is the thing that kind of caught me here was if she wasn't loyal in her relationship, how can she be a loyal friend? I don't think the two are like aligned like
Yeah,
that.
no,
I
I
think
agree.
you can be a loyal friend and just not be like,
Committed.
yeah, but and obviously without judging Sarah, like you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. What she's done is absolutely fucking not okay.
Yeah.
But you don't obviously know with Sarah and Stephen what the relationship was like behind closed doors.
Yeah,
Like we only
because they
know.
do say, see, a podcast I listen to, they always say, like, I know obviously it's not always men, but when men cheat, it's usually because it's usually their knob talking, whereas when women cheat, it's usually because they're not being given what they need.
They need like an emotional
Yeah.
stimulation or something that's
So-
more emotional than it is physical. But then that's not for everyone either, so we can't
No.
really sugarcoat it.
No.
Honestly, my biggest thing with this is it's a 12-year friendship, and I do understand why you're feeling that way, especially because you're friends with Stephen and you think there was like foul play. But I think the only way around it is addressing it with Sarah.
Yeah, if
need
if
to,
there's
like-
any party that wants the friendship, if you've just came to a point where you're not asked about the friendship anymore, then tell her that and just say
Yeah.
like. But I think you need to either if there is any salvaging the relationship, you need to speak to her about it and tell her how it's made you feel.
Yeah, be completely honest and just say, I feel like
Honesty's the best policy.
Yeah, all this stuff that you've been out when you were still with Stephen and been out with his friend as friends, I don't necessarily believe it. And it's made me feel like if you were disloyal to Stephen, would you be disloyal to me as a friend? Like, just tell her exactly
Yeah.
how you're feeling. Give her the chance to explain herself to you. And if she doesn't give you an answer that you can accept, then walk away.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't just like ignore her.
No. I would like, and even see if it is a case you just don't want any involvement, tell her that and then ghost her.
Yeah. Ghost her.
Ghost her.
Right, are we finishing up?
Yes, we're
Yes.
finishing up, guys. We've got another episode to film.
Yes.
So if you want to join us on Patreon, we'll leave the link in underneath. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll leave it in YouTube. We'll leave the link in our TikTok bio if you're watching a clip on TikTok. But yeah, come and join us over there. There'll be a group chat
Guys.
with us in it. We can all chat.
Can I just say as well, the first episode of this Patreon is going to be juicy. I am going to be talking about how I honey trapped somebody over Christmas. I'm going to be talking about my crazy night out that ended badly.
No.
Like, I'm also going to be talking about how I thought that my husband was cheating on me. Like, we are literally, it's all getting unpacked on this
This
Patreon.
actually sounds like we're pure rage baiting, but it's
No,
the truth.
but it's because I don't want to say it on it's
I
not getting
know.
clipped for TikTok. So
yeah.
this is all going to be on the Patreon. So
And it would just be nicer because then we can actually, with our regular listeners, we can actually conversate with and we can actually like have recommendations in there, just all sorts.
oh yeah, the group chat.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be good. And Lorri will be so on the ball with it, guys.
Yeah, I was see when she brought up the group chat to me. She's like, "It's going to be so good because we can chat to everybody." And I'm thinking, you will never be
No,
seen
there'll
in
be
there.
sometimes though when I'm in the bath where I'll be on like
She'll be sending photos of her titties in the bath.
join Patreon.
Literally,
Exclusive.
It's the cheapest you're going to see her boobies for.
Right, guys,
Right,
if
thanks
you
for
aren't
tuning
following
in.
us and subscribing, do that. And
Yeah.
that was do that.
Doing it.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us
Bye.
again. Bye.
Tonight we're running on the right track.